Good morning, church family. As we celebrate this Easter, as the sun rises, please hear these words from Luke chapter 24. But very early Sunday morning, women went to the tomb, taking the spices they had prepared. They found that the stone had been rolled away from the entrance, so they went in. But they didn't find the body of Lord Jesus. As they stood there puzzled, two men suddenly appeared to them, clothed in dazzling robes. The women were terrified and bowed with their faces to the ground. Then the man asked, "Why are you looking among the dead for someone who is alive? He isn't here. He is risen from the dead. Remember what he said back in Galilee, that the Son of Man must be betrayed into the hands of sinners and crucified, and that he would rise again on the third day." Then they remembered that he had said this, so they rushed back from the tomb to tell the 11 disciples and everyone else what had happened. It was Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary, the mother of James, and several other women who told the apostles what had happened. But the story sounded like nonsense to the men, so they didn't believe. However, Peter jumped up and ran to the tomb. Stooping, he peered in it and saw the empty linen wrappings. Then he went home again, wondering what had happened. God bless the reading of His Word. The resurrection of Jesus Christ this day is the most dramatic moment in the life of us as Christians. It's the most dramatic sign of God's redemptive power and love for us, the resurrection. Then and now, God is bringing new life. The resurrection of Jesus from the dead is the central fact of Christian history. On it, the church is built. Without it, there would be no Christian church. Jesus' resurrection is unique. Other religious groups have strong ethical systems, concepts about paradise and afterlife, and various holy scriptures. But only Christianity has a God who became human, literally died for His people, and was raised again in power and glory to rule His church forever. Why is the resurrection so important? Because Christ was raised from the dead. We know that the kingdom of heaven has broken into earth's history. Our world is now headed for redemption, not disaster. God's mighty power is at work destroying sin, creating new lives, and preparing us for Jesus' second coming. Because of the resurrection, we know that death has been conquered, and we too will be raised from the dead to live forever with Christ. The resurrection gives authority to the church's witness in the world. Look at the early evangelistic sermons in the book of Acts. The apostles' most important message was the proclamation that Jesus Christ had been raised from the dead. The resurrection gives meaning to the church's sacrament of the Lord's Supper. Like Jesus' followers on the Emmaus Road, we break bread with our risen Lord who comes in power to save us. The resurrection helps us to find meaning even in great tragedy. No matter what happens to us, as we walk with the Lord, the resurrection gives us hope for the future. The resurrection assures us that Christ is alive and ruling His kingdom. He is not a legend. He is alive and real in our lives. God's power that brought Jesus back from the dead is available to us that we can live for Him in an evil world. All us Christians look different from one another, and we hold widely varying beliefs about politics, lifestyle, and even theology. But one central belief unites us all. Jesus Christ rose from the dead and lives forever. He lives forever in us if we choose. And we must choose. We must choose to have him alive in us, in all that we do. We are called, my dear friends, we are called to witness to the glory of God's love in Jesus Christ. Not just this day, but every day. God bless you all. God bless you all.